How's it going, Gibson?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Let's get right into this. We're going to talk about gratitude today. Um, hi everyone. My name is Roy Jad, and welcome to the Daily 10, which is a weekly series that features every Monday a different well-being practice or habit designed for UVA students by students that can be integrated into your day in 10 minutes or under. Each week, we are challenging our fellow UVA students to try out this practice as many times as you like during the week and share about it using the hashtag UVA Daily 10 and tagging CSC in your IG story. Every time you post about engaging in this challenge to your story, your name will be entered into a raffle to win a $25 Amazon gift card to be distributed at the end of the semester. Our mission at CSC is to promote student flourishing, which we define as our ability individually and collectively to realize well-being by achieving deep states of health and actualizing our potential in all aspects of our lives, from our physical and emotional well-being to realizing our highest potential academically, professionally, and socially. And in order to achieve these states, it's all about gaining greater awareness of ourselves and engaging in practices that promote well-being. As the saying goes, practice makes perfect. So, to kick off this Daily 10 series, Gibson and I will be introducing you to the practice of gratitude journaling. Off to you, Gibson.
Thank you, Roy. So, we're going to be talking about gratitude journaling, as Roy just said. And you might think of gratitude as something that kind of like is this thing that comes and goes and like it's a state of mind that you don't really have control over. But really, it is something that can be cultivated and it can be like the regular lens through which you see the world. And I like to think about gratitude as like the practice of not taking things for granted, because if you're grateful for something, then you're like actually like engaging with it and being present to its wonderfulness.
Mhm.
um so yeah, it's like this is going to be a practice that can actually like reprogram your mind to literally be more positive and um you know
Yeah,
absorbing like life and reality and existence and
you're
stuff.
shifting your bias to positive emotion.
Yeah, literally. And
Mhm.
all of this is actually backed up by science, which Roy is going to get into. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. You hear a lot of people telling you to do gratitude practices. It's just like a buzzword at this point, but there's actually a reason why people say that, and there's a lot of science that backs this up. A lot of studies have been done that show that there are real well-being benefits to doing gratitude, journaling, gratitude practices. A researcher, Martin Seligman, did a study where he followed lottery winners and people who maintained a regular gratitude practice over the course of 6 months. And unsurprisingly, the lottery winners had a spike in happiness in like the first month or two. But over time, that happiness level went down, while the people who maintained the gratitude practice, their happiness level actually went up like steadily. And so after 6 months, the people who did the practice were actually happier than the people who won the lottery, which is just insane to think
Yeah,
about.
that is so insane. Like,
Because, yeah,
being grateful is better than winning the lottery.
right. And like a lot of people think that, oh, all I need in my life is this one thing. Like I just need money. If I win the lottery, like I'm gonna have an amazing life. That's kind of like the end goal, just like $1 million or something. But the fact that there's like real data that shows that that's just not the answer. And something as simple as practicing gratitude can make you better off than winning the lottery is just
It can make you
unreal.
rich. There's different ways of being rich, like not financially. So,
Right. So the same researcher also found that 94% of severely depressed individuals became less depressed and 92% became happier, with an average symptom relief of a whopping 50% over only 15 days. Another researcher, Robert Emmons, says adults who keep gratitude journals on a regular basis exercise more regularly, report fewer illness symptoms, feel better about their lives as a whole, and are more optimistic about the future.
well, there you
Just
go. There you go. So how does one actually engage in this $1 million practice?
how to do it.
Well, I'm here to tell you. So I'm going to talk about the like actual journaling practice that you can do. And basically the gist, it's super easy. It's very simple. The gist is to get a journal. I mean, you could also think of it in your head, but like I think
Yeah.
it like actually writing it out kind of makes it more of like a ritual.
Something nice
And
about just writing something down. Yeah.
yeah, and like then having it to like look through or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, but just at the end of your day, before you go to bed at some point, just writing down 10 things from the day that you are grateful for. And these could be things from like the exact moment that you are doing the practice of like writing out what you're grateful for. You could be like, I'm grateful for the bed that I'm sleeping in, or I'm grateful to like exist in this exact moment in this universe. And like really bring yourself into the present moment. I'm grateful for my like the ability to write words and to, just so
Anything. Like,
yeah. Or it can be like from the day. So like, thankful, grateful for this coffee that I had, or that I got to FaceTime with Roy, or
yeah.
that I like whatever it may be. It could be like infinite number of things, a tree that you saw that you liked, like anything.
Right. It's
And
real.
this is just a way to reprogram your brain to notice things that are good. And yeah, like we talk a lot about suffering, but we don't always notice like the other end of suffering. Like, there's more to life than just suffering. Like there's also so much beauty that, and this practice allows us to notice it. And
Right. It's almost like on a day-to-day basis, our brains have a negative bias to everything that we experience, but this is just like shifting that attention from the negativity to positivity, and it's just like so easy. Like, why wouldn't you do it?
yeah,
Mm.
especially with like I think about like school, and like there's like a huge negative narrative around classes and stuff. But if you could like reframe that to like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful I can spend 4 years just like learning, you know, just like
Mhm.
yeah, like you said, like reframing, reshaping this tendency towards the negative that has become like the status quo.
Yeah,
So
it's just a change in perspective. Um, so I'm gonna get into some tips into actually doing this practice. These are just some things I picked up like over my time doing it. And one is just really feeling it instead of like thinking about it. So one thing I did when I first started a gratitude practice was I would just like think about the things I was grateful for and like just go down the list, like obviously like food, shelter, my friends and family. But I found that it's a lot different from actually like embodying the emotions and the gratitude. Really thinking about like why you're grateful and thinking about the emotions that come with that. Um, and really just being enthusiastic about it. I think just like sitting with it helps big time, and just extending it is something that I would recommend you do when you practice the gratitude. Um, Also, something that helps me is envisioning like the bad or like bad scenarios, or just kind of the opposite of what you want to be grateful for. So if I want to like practice gratitude about my bed or like my shelter, you can think about what it would be like to be homeless, or to not have that stability, to not have that shelter or the comfy bed. And it makes it super easy to just be grateful about the little things. So it's kind of like a cheat code in a way. But yeah, those are little tips for the practice. I think just like going at it with a positive frame of mind and enthusiasm can be super helpful. And
yeah, that's like so important because there's so many practices that it's like, you just go through the motions of doing, and it's like, if you're actually engaged, is that's when you're going to get the benefits from it.
right.
And
Yeah.
like you said, I really like how you said like embodying it, because like gratitude is a very much a physical feeling just as much as it is a mental one. Like
Yeah.
you feel it in your heart, in your legs, in your arms, and like your stomach. Like, it's just something that like can really be felt. Which
Exactly.
is really cool. So
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna give it back to Gibson for the closing.
okay. Thank you, Roy, and thank you all so much for joining us for this week's Daily 10 Challenge. Remember, if you post about your experience engaging with this challenge in your Instagram story with the hashtag UVA Daily 10 and tag the Contemplative Sciences Center, you
Yeah.
enter in a raffle to win a $25 Amazon gift card. Also, we will be posting each week the Daily 10 on Insight Timer Meditation app, which you can download and sign up using your UVA email account for free. And they have some really good content, so highly recommend. To find out more about Insight Timer and other CSC programs, visit csc.virginia.edu. Thank you again for tuning in and taking time to attend to your well being and contributing to a healthier and happier community. It starts with you.
Yes. Thank
Um,
you. And we want to see your posts.
yes.
$5 on the
Yeah,
line.
seriously. That'd actually be cool to see them. All right. Bye.
See you guys.